Hello, welcome to Jazz Emporium. So it's going to be another channeled reading for the Liam Payne thing. And this one's going to be more focused about how Liam feels about Kate. And I know you guys are probably like, well, why are you doing that? You know, she's this, she's this, she's this. I'm just going to say one thing to you guys and one thing only. Comments like these are not acceptable. The poor girl is grieving. You've never lost the love of your life. And if you have, you understand exactly what she's feeling. Guys, stop judging her, you know, because she lost the love of her life. She's gone through things that we probably cannot understand or comprehend with the lens of the media and the fans. You guys need to have more empathy and respect for her. And for those who do, that are not dissing her or commenting on her pages or making her feel like a piece of crap, good on you. You have the sense of maturity to understand empathy and to understand that somebody just lost somebody very, very poignant in her life. People grieve in different ways, and we have to respect that about how people choose to grieve or want to grieve. You know, it's funny, and I hate to say this, and I'm not crapping all over you guys, and yeah, I respect every follower that I have, but if Kate doesn't show anything, you guys would say she's cold. You know, the time that she didn't speak up, everyone kept commenting, you're cold, and you've not even commented not once about Liam's death. And the minute she starts to comment, you all saying now she's chasing fame and clout. You know why she's doing a series of interviews all at once? Because maybe she's now reached a point of her healing where she can talk about it. Because, I'm sorry, if I lost the love of my life like that, that's a traumatic way. This wasn't a, oh, he was sick and we were preparing for this. This was bloody traumatic. She had no idea that was the last time she was going to see him. And I will save that for the reading because Liam is coming strong. Actually, Liam is very upset with people that are choosing to hurt her like that. He says there's no need for it and it's shameless. And those are words coming from him, not from me. So again, and if people continue to comment nasty things about her on my YouTube, I will remove you off the page. I will block you guys and I will remove you. Now, if I seem like I'm shouting at you guys, or if I seem like I'm still a bit raspy, I'm still sick with, and I had a laryngitis and it turned into a respiratory infection, and both my ears are clogged. Both my ears are clogged and my throat is still contentious, so I will try my best to do very well for this video for you guys. Again, well, as my audio teacher used to say to me, we'll fix it in the mix. So, and I just want to thank everybody so far that has followed me. I love you guys all dearly. I'm not trying to point the finger, chastise you, and tell you what to do. I'm just saying, I just want people to have more empathy and compassion for her. You know, I cannot imagine the hell she's going through. And you're like, well, she's getting paid for these interviews. How much hell can she go through? It is none of your guys' business what she chooses to do or not. She's also was an influencer. She has her own business. She is her own lady and she works and does whatever she wants. What she chooses to do is none of your business. Are you paying her rent? No. Are you God? No. Are you feeding her? No. Are you clothing her? No. She's her own woman. And you know what? I think she has every right to do whatever she needs to do to get through that grief. And if that means she has to be paid for those interviews, and if that means that she wants to talk about it, let her do it. Because I don't think, unless you've lost somebody that close to you, then people choose to grieve differently and you don't understand what she's going through. Sorry, guys. Well, anyway, that's my little intro. And if you want to book a personal reading, please do it at jazzesemporium.com. Please come look at my website. There's mediumship readings, different types of tarot readings, different essential oils you could buy. Please put in your video requests. I still am taking video requests for all you guys. And yes, I've screenshotted which ones I'm going to be doing. But, you know, let me catch up a little bit because I'm still dealing with this sickness. And I just hope that you guys will be respectful. Liam called me to do one more channeled message and sneak peek. The next video is going to be about Justin Bieber because he told me to do one about that one too. So Hope you guys are enjoying the content, and please be respectful. And I will warn you again, if you guys are not respectful, you will be removed off my page, and I have no problems. Okay? So now that we got that out of the way and clear, enjoy this video montage of Liam Payne, and you know the drill. And then we'll get right to the channeled message. See you in the next segment. Bye for now.
About me, just my appearance down to everything. Just, people would dig up all these old photos of me from like 2020, and just be like, she looks so different than she looks now, comparing photos. And it was just hard to see that. And Liam would say to me, like, I'm so, like, he would feel at fault. He'd be like, I feel so bad that you have to put up with this and deal with this, like this, like if this isn't for you. And I was like, I don't care what people think at all, because I love you. So if people think that our relationship is fake or staged, or if they think I wear too much makeup or like look 10 times older, like, or just have these little nitpicking opinions about me, like at the end of the day, nobody knows our relationship like me and Liam. So I never let it get to me. He never let it get to him. And he showed me that it's not, don't let people's opinions get to you. It doesn't matter. It's always going to be behind a computer screen, and it shouldn't let it affect your day or your life. And I completely agree with that. And I try to have the thickest, strongest skin, but I will say sometimes like one negative comment will weigh out 10 positive comments. No matter how strong you are, you see that one really negative comment, but then you see 10 really kind, beautiful comments on top of that. The only one you're going to think about all of that day is the one negative one. You're not going to think about the kind ones.
No, it's so true. And it's even harder when it's almost like a life that you came into, because it wasn't the life that you had.
Yeah.
It's extremely thick-skinned for you to be able to say, I love you, so I don't care about it. But like you said, sometimes things got through. How did you navigate that together? How did you navigate that personally? Because like you said, there's always that one comment that kind of squeezes through that thick skin that we have that does affect us, and we all go through it. I know I go through it. How did you navigate that? How did you navigate that?
Hello, welcome to Jazz's Emporium. So this is the video that I'm doing. Liam James Payne. Also, if you do like what you see, please do book a personal reading at Jazz Emporium. Also, too, put in your video requests, and let's get started to whatever energy I have left to do. Okay, and this one's specifically going to be about Kate and Liam. Okay, so what is coming in? He goes, it's nice to meet with you again. Sorry for the very short notice that we have to meet again. And I said, anytime. He says, I want people to stop attacking Kate. First thing that comes in very strongly, he goes, I want people to stop attacking Kate. It is unnecessary, he says. People don't know my relationship with Kate behind the scenes. I'm sorry, 1 second, guys. He wants people to stop attacking Kate. I'm hearing that very strongly. He wants people to stop with the comments. He goes, you guys don't know what happened behind the scenes. He's referring to the fans, the ones that are being very vile to Kate. He says, you guys judge her on every level. If she chooses to say nothing, you say that she would be cold and embittered. But if she chooses to say everything, or to finally speak out against a grief, you judge her. It's almost like I'm getting is no matter what we do as celebrities, or no matter what we do as famous people, we're always going to get judged for what we do or how we choose to do something. And I made sure, I told her this about the industry, to be prepared and have a thick skin, because people, regardless what you do, they will judge you. People are very much like this when it comes to being in the spotlight, especially the fans that think that they own you, he says. He's saying that, yes, I make music, yes, I'm famous, Liam says, but the fans got to realize that they don't own me. I'm not Mr. Liam Payne to them. She was going to be my wife, and people need to respect that, he said. He says, so stop. Everyone needs to stop being mean to her. Liam, the question I have for you is, what do you feel about Kate doing all the interviews? I'm so glad she's processing her grief finally, he says. The therapy has helped her. Sorry, guys, I don't mean to keep coughing like this. He says the therapy is helping her immensely, and I'm glad that finally now she can speak up to what she feels and expresses that in a healthy way, he says, instead of her being sad, crying all the time. I feel bad that my death has caused this to even happen in the first place, he said. If I would have done or protected myself better, if I would have made better decisions, he said, this would have never happened in the first place. Everybody wants a finger to point at, he says, and they keep pointing the finger at her, but they should really, he says, be pointing the finger at me. And he says, and I feel heartbroken that they don't see how wonderful she is, that I saw her as beautiful and wonderful that she is. It is my fault why this happened. Hang on, guys, I'm going to take another drink. He says, I feel bad because my decisions, my series of decisions, is what put us in this predicament in the first place, he says. And everybody attacking and lashing at her because they feel that they know me so well or own her. It's going to stop, he says. It has to stop. He says she didn't do anything wrong and she's being falsely accused and all she's trying to do is grieve. Liam is really upset with people that keep attacking Kate. This is why he's saying this out of left field, and I know you guys are going to be like, what the heck? Why is Liam saying that? He feels like, because I'm breaking the channeling for a minute just to address you guys, he doesn't think it's fair that you guys keep attacking her when she's done nothing wrong and she didn't push him or didn't do anything. The reason why she had to go, he said, was because she had to get stuff done for her business stuff. She didn't want to be in Argentina. We were only supposed to stay a couple days. I postponed my leaving because I wanted a break and I didn't want to come back home to America because he said I was having financial troubles and I was having work issues and it had nothing to do with her. She wanted to go home. I wanted her to stay. I wasn't angry at her for going. She's her own person. And she goes, for the haters that keep commenting that it was her fault, you don't know my relationship, he says. You are not there behind closed doors and behind the scenes. I was going to marry this girl, he said. And I feel god awful how the circumstances came to be, he says. I did not expect this. I didn't want that to happen. And it breaks my heart on the other side that people keep attacking her. It's like I'm getting a real frustrated energy out of him when I'm channeling, guys. And I keep saying 444, 444. He says for the fans that are not commenting and giving her support, he says from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. It means the world to me that there's still kind, caring, compassionate people out there that still care about my music, my family, and Kate and Cheryl and Bear, and all my family members that do respect privacy. For fans that want to overcross and overstep the boundaries, shame on you for doing so, I'm hearing. You don't have compassion or empathy, and you're not human enough to understand on a mature scale of grief and what people go through. And I also want to say as a side note, and I agree with what Liam's saying there, people choose to express grief differently. Like my mother, for example, she's not the most emotional person. She's more stoic, but she loves her kids deeply. I don't get to hear I love you all the time from my mom, but I know that she loves me and she shows me in other ways. Just because someone doesn't verbalize it doesn't mean they don't. Or my dad's more of a quiet man and he's more of words of affirmation or acts of service. So people show their grief and love in different ways, and we as a society should respect that about her. And we should also be respecting her privacy, and we should be respecting wherever she emotionally is. Now, Liam, could you address to the fans about the monetization? Since the fans were so kind to ask in my comment section, he goes, what I did with my money should be only my business between me and my family, he says. But since everybody wants to know, I was going to marry Kate, and she's almost practically my fiance. We were going to marry next year. She was even trying out wedding dresses. So for people to tell me that I shouldn't have given her an allowance or spending money, She is my wife, and I will still call her my wife, even though I never officially married her. She will be supported and loved and taken care of just as much as I take care of my son. And my estate, as I said, the last channeled session, he says, went to my ex so that my child could have money as he ages into adulthood, because she's the only adult and that's the child's mother. So it's not going to go to Kate. It went to Cheryl. I did leave something for Kate in the will. I left her a little bit of money. Unfortunately, and you guys forget, I didn't settle all my affairs before I died. It was a very sudden death, he said. And some of my earnings went to my family, my sisters and my parents. And I think I was very fair in how I doled everything out. And I didn't even expect my death to be this soon, he says. So for people sitting there judging Kate, you guys are pointing the finger at the wrong person. I put Kate through hell too, he says, with my addiction issues, and I wasn't always the best to her. And that's why sometimes we would separate and get back together, because my issue was an addiction. I had to go deal with it myself and fix myself to go be with her in a relationship. I had to go get the proper counseling, therapy, and he said counseling, therapy, and rehab. He said I did go to rehab once, and I was currently in counseling, and that's why our relationship got back together, because she gave me an ultimatum, either counseling or I'm out. She told me to go get help. And for those saying she enabled my behavior, no. She did the best she could, and I continued with my behavior. So, like I said to you people, and I've said this right from the jump, I'm a human being, and I'm not perfect. I'm not no saint, he said. So if anyone wants to blame anybody, point the finger back at me, because I made a series of choices that got me where I was, he said. And people and fans are going to have to accept that and stop putting a halo above my head. I'm not perfect. I'm a kind person, but I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect, he said. And nobody should have a right to judge, or I'm hearing point the finger at her and judge her. She's already gone through enough. And I agree with Liam. She lost the love of her life, just as much as we've lost people in our lives. And I don't think it's fair for people to even judge somebody that's grieving. Unless, law enforcement finds something that we haven't found. I'm hearing, he goes, you won't find anything. She's not guilty. I'm like, I know, and I'm just clarifying that, Liam, as I'm saying to the audience here, sorry. Liam's saying that you won't find anything because she's not guilty. She's not guilty for doing anything. I don't see why they keep pointing the finger at her. And he says it's probably jealousy. It's jealousy because they are not my partner. They think they know me best. It's like, and he says that when you get into the industry, people think they own you and they don't own you. So guys, yes, he's a celebrity. He says, yes, I made music. Yes, I loved my fans, he said, but you don't own me. My private life is my private life. My public life, what I choose to share with you, is yours. He says, but my private life is my private life. And he's asking people to be respectful towards Kate. He's definitely drilling that home. He says, I want the mean comments to stop towards her. Leave her alone. And I'm getting that, leave Brittany alone. And I know it sounds cliche, and he's kind of laughing at that. It's the same shit. Leave her alone. Leave her alone and allow her to grieve. Allow her to be in that space to finally open up and say something. He says, as for the monetization, she's her own woman. If she wants to go make her own money, she's allowed to, he says. If she wants to get my story out of there, and yes, and to be paid to do so, then maybe she's trying to spread the message about mental health and about people that do suffer from addictions, he says. And about loved ones that do suffer from mental health and addictions, and maybe somebody could listen to her story and maybe draw parallels or empathize, or perhaps get knowledge on how to help somebody that could be dealing with this, or how to best navigate situations, he says. There needs to be more of a dialogue with mental health resources and people in the industry, he's saying, and there also needs to be more of a dialogue on when people go through addictions, and for it to not be shamed, for people to actually go get some help and treatment. And yes, before you get on Kate, he says, he wants to iterate again, She did try. She tried her best. But there's only so much you could do for somebody that's an addict before a person that's dealing with the addict, he goes, has to step back. Because she could have told me to do X, Y, and Z all she wanted. But at the end of my day, he says, it was my choice, he said. My choice, he said. And I can feel my throat kind of tensing up when he said that. He goes, she wouldn't be in this predicament if I didn't make the choices I did. And he goes, and I fully acknowledge that. If I could take every tear away that she's cried, he says, if I could wipe away every pain in her heart, if I could sit there and embrace her and kiss her and tell her how much I truly love her, I would. And I'm seeing him, he's almost like crying. He says, I really effed up, didn't I? And I said, an addiction is an ugly monster, Liam, and I'm so sorry. Like, you guys, he really does care about her so much. Like, he's showing me snippets of their relationship, all the fun, goofy times, all the little snippets, everything. All the times, like, you know, that they went to Disneyland. He's showing me times they were cuddling in bed, all the times they would chase each other and play hide and seek in the house. You know, all the times he would get her coffee in the morning, or all the times he would send her little love notes telling her how much he loved her because he loved her that much. And he goes, I don't like it that people judge my love for her. I always loved her. People need to stop, he said. And guys, this is going to be a shorter channel message because, again, I have to watch my throat and I have to still film one more reading for you guys. So, any final messages? Go easy on her. He says, go easy on them too, Jazz, because he knows that you're pissed off. He goes, you're pissed off too. I said, I just don't think it's right that she's being attacked. I don't think, I'm so glad that you're finally setting the record straight for the audiences. And he goes, well, thank you for meeting up again. And I said, you too. And he goes, rest easy, get some rest, he says. You're always working, get some rest. Okay, so that's the channel message for Liam Payne. And if you guys want to book a reading, please do us Jazz's Emporium. And please send in your video requests. And thank you so much for those who have followed me. And welcome to the Jazzy Cat teams. And I shall see you later. Bye for now. Peace out.